Hello and welcome to Zgermanguyreviews. I'm the German guy. Mallorca is a Spanish tourism island in the Mediterranean Sea, which for many years has been one of Germany's favorite destinations. But there are two kinds of people who visit this little paradise. One who actually do want to make vacation, and the other who want to drink so much that they can't remember their own language. Ballermann 6 is a specific part of the island where people drink themselves to death. Which always has seemed kind of counterproductive to me. I mean, you could just as easily stay home and not pay an expensive flight. It really doesn't matter if I lay in a coma on my couch at home or hundreds of kilometers away. If you at least did it in winter, I could understand. And I really wish there was any other topic I could talk about to avoid this movie, but sadly there isn't. So let's get this over with. In case you need a quick recap, here is one. In the previous movie, we met Tommy, a person so stupid that there are very good arguments that would justify eugenics. Also, his corpse should then be given to a research center so that scientists can find a way to stop something like that ever coming into existence ever again. In his bottomless dumbness, he ruined his father's chance of ever amounting to anything in his ridiculous club, and he also made a lot of very dangerous people angry at him. So he had to take his best friend Mario onto a boat and just hope they end up somewhere nice.
What is it, Nagango?
Evil is coming.
What shall we do, Nagango?
You are Nagango now.
We start the movie with our two heroes inside a rip-off version of the doggy mobile from Dumb and Dumber. And it seems the movie thinks that the previous events didn't took place, as we are given a reason yet again why they have to leave the country. You know, between the movie Unbreakable and Split, there are also 16 years. And M. Night Shyamalan still expected everyone to remember who that character in the final scene was. Just saying. You had the perfect setup to start off a sequel. Why start it this way? You could have just saved 5 to 10 minutes if we just had begun inside the boat where we saw them last time. Oh god, let me guess. This is gonna be the kind of movie where the majority is pointless bullshit that goes nowhere, and I'm going to beg for the straightforward point-by-point narrative that we have now at the start to return. And that is why you began the story the way you did. Cause when you finished the middle part of the script, you realized you still had 1 hour to go and nothing to fill it with. So let's just press the restart button and explain all over again who these guys are, why they are idiots, and why they need to go on vacation. Our stupid ass audience won't notice anyway. But what bothers me the most is, how do I have to imagine that now? Did the mafia suddenly say, oh you know, they are not worth it, their own lives is enough punishment? Or did they simply forgot? The mafia never forgets. It's like an elephant. Or did our two main characters forgot that the mob is after them? Did they went back home, turned on the television, saw some big ass titties and went, Which wouldn't be surprising at all. Speaking of which, after having lost it after some cardboard woman, the original weebs, they buy some Mallorca tickets which they cheated some 2 other guys for, who of course vow revenge. At the airport, Tommy and friend meet the love interest of the movie, who finds them all cute and stuff. Now I know I have been born in the wrong time period, cause only the 90s had these women who were into abnormal freaks. Although she has a little bit more of a realistic reaction to their antics, something you definitely can't say for the previous girl. Anyway, we get some slapstick with the security. Ah yes, the pre-9/11 airport security. You could bring a suitcase labeled bioweapons, but God forbid you didn't turn off your Game Boy. They get drunk on the plane and annoy everyone. And I have to ask, how is the situation comedic, given how douchebags do this sort of thing on trains or buses enough already? Then they do the vomiting all over the place joke from the previous film again. Because that's what sequels exist for, aren't they? Do the same thing again. Again and again and again and again. And again and again and again and again and again. And again and again and again and again and again and again! It's like the Joker gas is in here! They arrive on the island and get off the plane a bit too early. This scene would be more funny if there weren't any luggage to soften their fall. And I sincerely mean this as constructive criticism, not because I want to see them in pain. Mostly. Tommy and Mario put on some different clothes, and because they are by contract obligated to do stupid things, they drink from a bucket full of dishwater, thinking it's beer.
Ha ha!
Drop the atomic bomb and turn the entire Earth's surface to glass. Now. They go to the beach and have to come to terms with the shocking revelation that you need money to buy beer. Hello, well-respected members of the United Nations General Assembly. Today I like to make you all aware of the global threat these two men called Tommy and Mario pose to the human race. My research team has calculated that by the end of the century, if nothing is being done, the infection of dumb these two men radiate will decrease the average intelligence by half, which is why I am calling for a temporary shutdown of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights to take the actions necessary. Thank you very much. The two do a quick odd job to earn some money, repairing a jet ski, but they completely overdo it, which results in one customer getting sent out to sea. And they did such an amazing job making me believe that the jet ski is going really fast. Just, how did they do it? Just ignore the boat there on the left. We spent almost all our budget for this trip and the new camera can't afford a single roll of film anymore. They try to rescue the dude, but instead drag two dummy dolls along the way. And yet these two lifeless dolls have greater mind power than our protagonists combined. They immediately forget what they were doing afterwards, because their family tree is full of goldfish, or just a circle, and we see the two guys who want to get some revenge again. But get blown up along with the map the two professional idiots needed to find their hotel. So they decide to look out for the woman from the airport, hoping she could give them shelter. The island is pretty big, you guys. They happen to come at the exact right moment. The woman, going by the name of Marja, is in the process of leaving her boyfriend, telling him that she will go with the first new man she meets just to piss him off, which, you guessed it, are Tommy and Mario. We get a car chase that lasts about a minute, until Marja brings them to her hotel. Oh look, Stan Lee cameo! They order some drinks, the boys with and Marja without alcohol. When asked about this, she replies she never drinks. So the boys correct this, in their view, freak of nature by putting their drinks into her glass. She might be an ex-alcoholic, you fucktards. Shortly after that, they get on everybody's nerves and do dumb shit. The same night, they take Marja out for dancing in a club where there's German folk music being played. That's the equivalent of going to a restaurant in Paris and ordering French fries from the microwave. There is a wet t-shirt contest where the winner gets the whole night of free drinks. the assholes don't wait for Marja's answer and make her wet just like that. They took a woman, made her drunk by tricking her, and now expose her breasts without her consent. Seriously, this is downright criminal behavior at this point, not some light-hearted fun. And it's getting worse. So much worse. And you know how this could have worked? If we had Gabi again from the first film, same situation, but with a woman they are already friends with for a long time, then all of this, while still a bit douchey, would be passable at least, because it's between good friends. But it's getting so much worse.
Ich hab zuerst gesagt, wo erst ich.
This is rape. This is rape. There is no joke in this. This is rape, pure and simple. You have a woman who is drunk and passed out because of you, and you two are debating who is going to have sex with her. You are using her body to jerk off. You disgusting human vermin. You stinking putrid cockroaches. You misogynistic pieces of shit. You are the reason why the Me Too movement exists. You know what the two guys that are after them want to do? They want to make them eat shit. Never, in my life, have I more wanted the antagonists in a story to win. Fuck me in the ass with a narwhal horn. Who the fuck thought this was a funny idea? Has no one, literally no one in the crew, from the story writer to the actors, to the cameraman, to the makeup artist, ever stopped for a second and thought to themselves, this is kind of messed up. I am by no means some hyper-politically correct person who sees the rebirth of the Confederacy and the Third Reich behind every tweet, but by God! This scene should be taught in comedy classes as how not to do a rape joke. But as a matter of fact, this isn't even a rape joke, which, impossible as it sounds, makes it even worse. The joke here is, they can't decide who goes first, so they play rock, paper and scissors. This is literally a film about two guys who are about to rape someone, and the joke is that they can't decide who is starting first. It's treated as normal. What the fuck? They can't agree on who wins at rock, papers and scissors because they have cockroaches eating their brains, so they decide to play a board game. You know, in order to decide who is going to start with the rape! I can't get over this. I'm sorry. Even the most messed up horror movie franchises know that what is being shown on the screen is messed up. And it's framed as such. But this is like watching the Black Hole Sun music video times 100. They play through the night until they get too tired to get their tiny dicks hard and fall asleep. Hours later, the husband of Marja comes home. Good, now kill them in self-defense while they're asleep. No, actually, he takes a bath. Tommy, whose mind is only capable of thinking about one thing, dreams about Marja being his obedient slave. What is this movie? The origin story of Kilgrave?
Beiß mich zärtlich. Beiß mich. Au! Au!
Was machst du da? Nicht so fest!
I wouldn't be surprised if this thing turned into a cannibal movie now. I am bracing myself for everything. The next day they lay on the beach and talk about the previous night. And that dialogue is full of a profound sense of understanding and self-reflection about what they almost did. how wrong the whole thing was, and that they will henceforth try to undo the damage they did, ask for forgiveness, and become better people in the process. I'm just kidding. They creep on women some more.
Yeah, we're just here for the chicks.
Yeah, the filthy ones.
Hello, I am Tommy. This is Mario. We are new in the neighborhood. And as of last year, we are required per law to tell you we are not allowed within range of any female organism. Since these two still haven't had enough alcohol, they want to go to another party. But in order to do so, they need cash again. Marja and her husband happen to be at a restaurant where they work at, and he calls them two half monkeys. Only half? The truth offends them, so they screw around with his food, putting glue in it. You are getting more and more hilarious with each and every assault. After this, we get to the only legitimately funny scene in the movie. Tommy and Mario repaired some shoes for a dancer before he had his big dance night, but put some nails too far in them, which forces the dancer, who can't screw up this important moment, to keep on dancing with blood coming out of his shoes left and right. Putting him through so much pain, the man beats the two up via dancing.
Sure, no.
Well, hold on. It wasn't ready that time, so...
You know, this is actually something that should be done a lot more often. Assholes, even if, or especially when they are the protagonist, should have the appropriate and completely plausible consequences of their actions. I mean, if Rick Chances von Rick and Morty actually existed, do you have any idea how many times I already had punched him in the face if he talked to me the way he did to his family? By the way, narcissists are never half as smart as they think they are. When this cathartic moment passes, the guys with the canister full of crap go after them again, but get snatched by some gay guys who force themselves on them. Just what is it with this movie and non-consensual things? Marja's man tries to get back at his new enemies at a parade of drunkenness and degeneracy called Ballerman 6, but he fails. Instead, it's him who gets forced down by some grannies who want to give him some love. What I'm taking away from this film so far is that Mallorca is the rape capital of the world, a kind of Lord of the Flies scenario. I hope those old ladies are not also as forceful with their grandkids that way. Anyway, our hero duo gets found one final time by the shit canister duo, who go after them. When they think they have escaped, they realize they have ended up inside a bullfight arena, which makes the guys outside go, you know what, they suffer, we got what we wanted, and so they let go of the poo. At the airport, they run into Marja one final time, who when asked where exactly she lives back home, doesn't give an answer. You have no idea in how many ways you just saved yourself. And Tommy and Mario would not be who they are if they ended the story not with one final act of dumb. The guy who was trapped on the jet ski they tuned shows up again and they send him the opposite way. I mean, they are correct insofar that he has to bring back the jet ski. I don't even want to think about the fee. Thank the eternal ethereal, it's finally over. Just wow, what a god-awful film. It even beats the first one by a long shot. These two were always idiots, but in the first film they had some plausible deniability. Here they are just awful human beings. Sure, they were always horny pervs, but it wasn't this blatant. The thing that drags this movie from bad to really bad is of course that scene in the hotel room. What in the flying circus from Monty Python were they thinking? I have to assume this started out as a completely different joke, then got rewritten and then rewritten until nobody was sure what it was about, and so we ended up with this scene that just went horribly wrong. I am convinced that the fact that they were already on an island that is infamous for endless nights of being wasted, that they got into the spirit and so they were in the hospital every other day while filming, and so the reality of what they were filming completely went over their heads. In that single one scene, all and any possible sympathy I would have had is gone now. For the rest of the film, it's the usual unfunny nonsense that just made me watch the clock every 30 seconds, asking when it's finally over. And you know what the worst part is? There is yet another sequel, set in the same movie universe with the same characters, where Mario and Tommy are cops. And the movie might actually even be good, but the fact that there would have been full-on rapists in that film, which they only did not become now because they're even too stupid for that, will be forever part of my viewing experience. Just send me all the aid supplies that you can. I have to fight yet one more war. The German guy out and auf Wiedersehen.